Okay. This might not be easy. Wait, I'm gonna get my chat here. Windows, chat, here. And we move it here, bigger it. Okay, here we are. Wait, it needs some BGM. Well, I haven't forgot. If I'm gonna do some like talks or commentary, I probably would need something like a BGM. It's a little laggy mouse issue. Hold on. Lo-fi music, non-copyright. We have a 1 hour live stream. That would an audio mix that would work very decently for what I'm doing here. I'm just hoping they're all on. Useful. Okay. PNG tuber. Let me just go to the beginning and wait. Eto. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna say hi to and put like a pinned comment. Hello from the Ultranium community. How is the Ultranium community doing? Smiley face. Okay, it's just your average me talking. Okay, leave that. I'm gonna put that as pinned for now. No one's talking here, so I'm just. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be a little different live stream. So yeah, last stream I did was me playing the World That's Red visual novel adaptation. Yes, that game. Now, making that game was pretty short. It took me like some time to make it. Like, yeah, I was using novelty to make it. It's not really hard to make a game like that, but some people use RamPy. I don't use RamPy, sadly, because I don't know how to use Python coding. So that's why my entire game is made without coding purposes. So that's what the World That's Red is about. But hey, that doesn't matter because I did what I tried to make. Anyways, so this is going to be a different live stream. Last stream, I was doing something else. I'll explain. So, yeah, like I said, last stream I was playing The World That's Red fully, the whole demo. There are some cuts because of the YouTube's disconnection, something like that. And I gotta say, yeah, I don't think YouTube likes me when I do a live stream. Kind of just cuts every time I stream. So, oof, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, last stream I was like cutting off frame rate, and there was like no idea what's coming out to be in there. And especially when there's an error that pops up that say something like experiencing buffers, and that's because YouTube doesn't care about my latency. I can't even change the latency. So I set it to low, but I don't know if I can set it back to normal because I'm pretty sure my video is now. I think my live stream's nice now. It's just YouTube, you know. Sometimes if I start my stream, it's hard to tell if I can turn the latency off or on. I want to change my latency, but I guess I can't. Not now. So I guess everyone's gonna have to suffer on this broken live stream issue. Dang it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about things, since chat is pretty quiet today, and of course no one's around. It's night for me, and it's pretty much night for you guys as well. Gotta admit, it is nighttime. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I think you guys' time zones are really different than mine. But some of people are from like, but in Japan it's like all like sunshine going on there. So like, yeah, Japan's pretty awake, making the U.S. asleep. well, I guess some other countries too, yeah, are awake. Some U.S. citizens are awake too. Don't know who they are, but oh, doesn't matter. Okay. So let's get into the first talk, okay? So yeah. Okay. We'll have to begin with the very first thing to talk about. The very first thing to talk about is, well, I did say what I was going to talk about stuff, but I don't know what stuff to talk about, but, like, I'll go ahead and explain it to you, so I do have chances to bring up some talk, but I don't know. It just takes time to think and speak. But for that time of being, I'm going to start talking about stuff as much as we can, so we can preference things a bit. So with that in mind, let's get into talking about stuff. So my first talk, well, it's not going to be, no, this is not about YouTuber news, this is about something else. But yeah, we're going to talk about the first thing I got. So let's start off with Gavin, the Gavin lore from the Noah Oliver Gavin lore. Okay, so if you don't remember, this basically, I search it all the time. Gavin, Noah Oliver, this is pretty much the search you can get, but there were other ways to search it up. Now, can you stop freezing? Okay, so if you don't know the Gavin lore very much, like I do, well, the Gavin lore came out in 2015. No, 2014. When it insisted... Oh. Come on. I know you're having a hard time being YouTuber. Can you stop glitching out? It's not your time to do that. Okay, I think I should close the chat pop-up. Okay. So... This basically has been around since like 2014 and 2015 I like, and currently in 2020 and 2021 the lore has a little bit of an expansion and new updates, but I think I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, even around 2016 with the whole secrets and stuff. Yeah, I can't forget about that. But anyways, so if you don't quite remember, I made a video on the Gavin lore called What Happened to the Gavin lore. Yes, this is like a part 2 of part 1. Which, where I explained the rest of the lore and stuff, and currently I'm trying to get some ideas, because I'm pretty sure there's stuff that other people haven't talked about, including one of these people being Flushgun himself, this guy. Yeah, his video has over about 726k views, so not a lot from my expected, pretty much just a little low. No one has ever heard of this video, but like, this was becoming a little successful because this video brought the attention to the Noah Oliver that it brought more people to play the Gavin lore. However, the Noah Oliver is still working on fixing some issues, which I remembered because some of the players are trying to tell Eric to fix some bugs and stuff, and yeah, he did. He did exactly all that. Like, the players still need his help whenever it's needed. If a game is broken or anything. What? Okay. This is where it gets tricky. Okay, so... yeah, I know this is funny because I thought the Gavin lore was just all left behind and stuff, and I thought it was unfinished. Well, can be unfinished, but I don't know whenever or not there's chances of coming back on it. I mean, completely, I checked on this thing for, like, forever in time, and the year is currently... And currently, on this month, we're on the month of June 2026. We don't know why I'm here. Well, actually, we don't know why we're all here, because we're looking forward to checking back on this thing, because we don't know for sure if we're here. Because I don't know for certain if this lore is coming back. I checked. I haven't heard from the owner saying stuff about it. I mean, he did say a fun factor in the Caddy server that I was in, saying that Gavin is dead and all. And yes, that makes sense. I mean, Gavin did die, but we already know the death. But, and after Gavin's death, he became a ghost and stuff. We already get that, yeah. I know the Gavin lore entirely. I'm still confused whenever or not this is still being in development, because I don't know what happened to it. It might be left behind. I don't know if the creator still cares about it. I'm pretty sure the creator doesn't talk about it as much as he used to, because he's focusing on other stuff like playing with his friends or making other games, like for example Ragdoll Mini Golf, which came out to be one of his games well, it's now a solo dev game. Basically Ragdoll is made with a team, so he has a team of devs working on it this time. That's cool. Compared to the normal Elver's development, he made it with Depella, the same developer behind the Slenderman game called Sanatorium, which is a fan-made Roblox version, which is a Roblox version of an already existing game. Yes, Depella kind of made games, really makes like a really good amount of games, but I mean he hasn't been around on Roblox since. I think he left, kinda left, but I mean he might have come back a little bit and then left again. He keeps going away for some reason, but I don't know why. Doesn't matter. But yeah, he was in the normal Elver too. He appears in the game. He happens to be working with Eric to make the game with him, and it worked out really well. It happens that Depella is his friend, so that's number 2. Yeah, I still have forgotten. I haven't forgot about that. I checked his friend list before, and I remembered that he's still friends with Depella. He has still been friends with Duffy and some of the other characters after a certain amount of time. Even so, I can't say his name now because YouTube. Well, yeah, I'm talking about about his cousin. I can't say his name anymore. But hey, you know, the lore is very cool. The Gavin lore is really, really cool of Eric to do. Like, he makes his own like horror spins on the game, and that's when Gavin was created. However, oh yeah, speaking of my Gavin video that I talked about, I'm not just gonna talk about part 1. I did talk about part 1, 2. Well, part 1, let me get you straight. Okay, so when I was looking back at part 1, I checked the comment section, and it happens to be one of my good friends, Alfredo, who happens to be friends with Eric as well. He commented saying that he likes horror stories. I'm starting to feel like he's into this lore. Is he? If he's into it, then, well, good news for him. He probably might get some more chances one day, if only he ever gets to talks with Eric about this thing. But I don't know. Maybe not. But we'll just have to wait until we get answers from the developer if he'll finally get to working on Gavin's world in the future. Since I did somehow talk in part 2 about it in part 2, where he showed like a hint to the players in 2016 that there was going to be a sequel to Gavin's story, and it's supposed to be like more to the game, but like we don't know yet. I tried to think of a concept based on his GIF that he made, that was made in like after Gavin's story, and it was like December of 2015. It was supposed to be like a sequence with like a hotel room with like wallpaper that's white, and the carpet is still blue, and some doors. But what I noticed is it kind of reminds me of a identity fraud, but different. But hey, that's kind of his plan on his next game, but it's not going to be the same as Identity Fraud. I mean, Identity Fraud has like a whole lot of story to it and a boss fight at the end, and that's it. Crazy stuff. But the thing is Gavin's world really based around Identity Fraud? Better be, because I heard of it and I have a hard time trying to beat it. It was really impossible. But I don't think so. I don't think Gavin's world is likely inspired by it. It's just, I think it's inspired by something else outside of Roblox, but I think I know because I remember the soundtracks I looked on. Back to, well, I guess this talk is going to be happening because I remembered this was very funny to talk about, but anyways. So I was going on YouTube, I checked on soundtracks of the normal Elver. They have about several soundtracks. Some are played are for the game, but there is something shocking about one of the soundtracks I heard of. And I decided to check out the game that this soundtrack is, and it happens to be known as, well, you guessed it, Course Party. I heard the OST remix. I heard the remix of the Chapter 1 song, and I was like, what is this? I checked the comment section, and everyone knew this song was from the novel. It's from like other games too, but I heard this song has been existing through. Has existed because of a game. I don't know if Eric played it, but I think he did, since it was available on the PSP. From what I remembered, was it Cross Party Blood Covered or Repeated Fear? I think it was Repeated Fear. Yeah. Before Blood Covered, it was. Well, it is called Blood Covered. It's just. I mean, I seen the soundtracks. It was named that. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Enough. Stop talking. Okay. So, I played the visual novel fan game that's made for it, and it was really fun. I mean, I got to I got to beat all 5 chapters in there, and it was really hard sometimes. But I tried to do it. I had to manually do it correctly until I got the whole game complete. The bad ends were really funny. There are raw ends to the game, like victims' memoirs and stuff. Like, you have to get all them victim memoirs to know, as in order to complete the game. Like, of course, that's the hardest part about the game is the victim's memoirs. And oh yeah, and even the spirits trapped in here is very cool too. Like, yeah, like you play the game to talk to spirits. It's so crazy stuff. Now, compare this to my project I was working on that's completely like this, called The World That's Red. Now, The World That's Red has a visual novel available for free on itch.io, but I'm working on the Roblox game too, but I'll explain. So the Roblox adaptation, the Roblox game basically is supposed to be inspired by different kinds of horror games. I'm thinking of like trying to reference stories. So for inspiration for story, I've inspired the story of The World That's Red to the story of the Course Party game, trying to match some of the layers, but some of the parts are really relatable because I already know that in the normal elevator and the normal city lore with the whole Duffy, Gavin stuff. Now, I don't think they are known to be. I don't think they are like the two that we have heard of in Course Party, which was Naomi and Seiko. Happens to be that Naomi and Seiko are the characters in this. Gavin is Seiko, making me think that I think it's funny to say that I think Gavin is basically Seiko, but in the normal city. And alongside Duffy being Naomi is pretty interesting. Now, I get the lore. It's very funny. The Seiko is very crazy. Gavin's quite crazy and funny. But I mean, yeah, he has a pretty full-on love for her, for Duffy, that he tried to confess her, but suddenly was rejected and was heartbroken. But let's compare that with Seiko and Naomi. When Seiko was talking with Naomi after she got spooked by a monster, she started acting childish around Seiko, which causes Seiko to have a whole mental breakdown. After they split up, Seiko felt very, very upset, and then all of a sudden she died. You can't tell what death she ended up in. It's just, died, but I can't say what death it was that she died in. Kinda. But yeah, both died in the same death, but kinda different. However, for Seiko, she didn't write a letter to Naomi. All she did was that. But I think the only information of letter is from a text message on her on the phone, where Seiko said something to Naomi at the time before she came here. And Gavin, for some reason, he wrote his letter before he went to disappear for the night. Kind of reminds me of Seiko, where before she went here, she had a message before she disappeared, and all I know is it's really sad. Like, of course, Seiko's death was really tragic, kind of. And what's emotional about this is when Naomi came to check on Seiko, she started to immediately start to break down in tears and started crying. Poor Naomi. Did Duffy ever felt the same way when Gavin ended up in the situation? Because I don't know. Honestly, maybe she did saw Gavin in the night and the letter, and she started crying and running for her dear life because of what happened. Like, I'm pretty sure Gavin didn't notice that she was worried for him, but she is. Like, of course, just like Naomi, just like Naomi. I feel like Duffy had the same has had a similar take of pretty much being disgusted and toxic towards Gavin. How kind of similar, how and ended up with this, and I'm pretty sure. But at the end of the day, after Gavin died, she started like crying in tears. But I think I know what's going on. Like, Gavin was there. Duffy arrived out at where he's at, and started to panic and shock and then start crying in tears. I don't know if that was in the lore, but I think that's what happened at the end, where Duffy saw his body, and she was crying in tears and stuff. But then a spiritual ghost figure that tried to spoke to kind of just not sure where that ghost came in. It meant to spook Duffy a little, but Duffy wasn't spooked by anything. She was crying. She was worried, and she was tempting. She was in temptation, and she had to write a letter that she wanted him back, because she's crying, like intense amount of tears, I guess. I don't know if this is kind of what happened, but I guess that's pretty much what I think happened after Gavin died. Pretty much what happened afterwards. Duffy arrived to see him at the same night and started to cry in tears. So, yeah. Honestly, I guess this is just Naomi and Seiko over again. So, what a moment, kind of what a good reference we got from that kind of sequence. I mean, good referencing we got. I don't know if I should make this a moment, because if I want to add Duffy in the visual novel, I should add the scene where Duffy saw Gavin there and started crying in tears and running away before she would write a letter that she wanted him back. Like, she's already in a lot of pain. Like, she broke somebody's heart, and she started to feel regret. And not only she felt regret for it, she felt guilty for hurting his feelings. Guilty. So I believe all the guilt and regret that Duffy had after this was really mysterious, but we don't know. Well, we'll hope this moment that we'll get answers from. We'll get answers from the lore soon enough if Eric is working on the sequel and do end up giving us information of what happened afterwards. If Duffy did went into him and started crying before she ran away and stuff, is that the information I got? Because I don't know if that's it. But it might be true. Because I don't think anyone has ended it up saying in the video that they noticed that, because no one said anything about this part. But that's my relation to how I thought this is kind of alike to Corpse Party. Heck, even having the Purge thing, well, I'm pretty sure the Purge is all inspired by one of these gangs who are known for killing and for causing, like, dangers. And I'm pretty sure they do this at Halloween night, so complete information of that as well. I don't know whenever or not am I gonna say this, because seeing Duffy crying, running away, and the first thing I got, the second thing being the courage, is kind of inspired by a gain of crazy of something I can't say. And then we got Nightshade, or the evil entity, the character that appears in the normal elevator as question marks, who happens to be evil. Well, I described him as evil because of his introduction. The way he introduces himself, he was like, he doesn't even tell us who he is. He just plays a character by pretending to be Gavin for us. to believe that he's Gavin, just until you play, until you get to like the door number 2 where the real Gavin starts to speak, and then he starts to get like completely and then he starts to interrupt him, but his name was replaced to question marks again because he still has no name. Or does he have a name? I mean, he does have a name, he's just afraid to tell it because he's an entity, so he has to only reveal the name if it's time. If it's time, then it's time. But anyways, with that in mind, what does this remind me of? Well, back in the Cross Party game, I'm pretty sure what I remembered is that the people were trying to find out who's the murderer of this case. They thought it was a man who did it, and all of a sudden, some of the information reveals that Sachiko, the one who survived, was actually the one behind the killing. And honestly, for you who heard of this, Sachiko did die. She became a ghost too. And fun fact about her soul, she appeared in, she's still a child, just trapped in that horrible school place and stuff. But yeah, now I'm trying to think of a perfect explanation for fitting this character, but I started thinking Nightshade could have a human life of his own, and that's when the name Kovia came to my mind. I tried to reference certain aspects for what Kovia's backstory should be based around, but before he was around Roblox at the time, he was into like animes and stuff, like some thriller and psychological horror, I guess. He was into like psychological horror or anime and video, and he even plays psychological horror video games too at the time, visual novels too. So I'm pretty sure he played several games. His interest in psychological horror was none other than Higurashi, I guess, and I tried to mention that this might be his introduction to psychological horror before he met Noah in the future. So Noah didn't know him until the year 2010, where he arrived at Roblox to get to know about this platform that much. No, I tried to think of Noah's of Noah and Kovia, but yeah, I didn't do perfect. I mean, I tried making a lore, but yeah. But for some of the introductions to his darkest arc, I tried to think of what Kovia would be if he was possessed by darkness. Oh, he's not. He's just corrupted by it, or ever he was given the purpose to do evil. But I mean, hello, we know what happened when Kovia started to grow into like this like terrifying form. I remember, well, before creating Nightshade, I remember there's like other entities in Roblox that were in fame since like 2014 to 2015, and they all existed for games like, I don't know, there's like several games I know that were made in 2015 and 2014. Glitch happens to be very, very interesting. Like, the entity there was very much just a terrifying thingamajig. But hey, have you heard of the game called Glitch? Is really cool. Yeah, Glitch is very cool. Now, I don't think the entity of Nightshade is inspired by the Glitch. The Glitch is more of a systematic destruction thing. So, Nightshade is more of a demon who appeared from the world that's unknown. But creating him was like this. Like, I try to think of referencing his story because I don't think we know the original plot. Because I'm pretty sure the original plot for Nightshade is he's supposed to be really appearance-able, but he doesn't appear in no other. So I'm trying to make a concept for what the character would actually look like if he did show himself and reveal to us, the players, who he truly is. So I introduced him in 2024 of October. Wait, that was December actually. In December of 2024, I introduced a character named Nightshade. He appeared in one of my Write a Letter series called the Write a Letter Context Fane, and one of the times I remembered I had a whole friend and group, and they were all dancing with me in 2024. We were all like dancing in like a urban house, and all of a sudden, I was trying to switch it to show a character introduction, and then suddenly the character appears himself. He goes by the name of the Abyssal Spirit, but that's when the name Nightshade was given as his official name for now, because I'm pretty sure that's him. Now, Night and Shade, basically, I just put words together, but yeah, those words were very well known because they became popular to time. Like, inspired by Venomelon's character lore, which I also got into when I was a kid. I remember that. Dang, that was still a thing. Like, if you go back on, like, the years, like, 2016 to 2020, you probably heard of the Venomon lore. That was insane. But there is a chance that, well, I gotta tell you it now. So, in 2026 of October, there is something going on, but it has to do with something crazy. Now, I heard this is a crossover moment, but it's happening between my character, Nightshade, the main evil antagonist of the world that's red, alongside a familiar person who happens to be formerly evil, but turned good. Evil turned good, but she still has evil in her that she had to fight over, but I don't know. So I wanted to try introducing her in the crossover because I don't know if there's any chances. The World That's Red needs a community so large, more people will know about the World That's Red, and it's unknown because the World That's Red is very underrated and not so known. And I know I worked on trying to make it inspired by other things to make it real. So I wanted to try to make my own spin on the lore. Like, my own spin on the Gavin lore should be like, imagine a mysterious world that never existed and the players had to find it in order to know what it's all about. That's where we get the information. The World That's Red is a mysterious world that holds a lot of evil, unknownly and mysteriously. However, players have to be more specific to know what it's about, because accordingly, the World That's Red is a secret that can't be known unless it is revealed to us at the end of the day. Now, I get it that this is funny to me because I remembered looking back at the wiki page for Gavin's World, saying that it was cancelled and stuff, and I was like, okay, is it really cancelled? No. It can't be cancelled. It's just some nonsense, alright? I know, but hey, I don't think they know much about the game too. They're all saying that it's cancelled because they thought that Eric stopped looking onto it, or Ivor didn't want to go back on this project. Which I don't think he said anything about that. I don't think there's any proof that he said anything about that. So I guess all the was cancelled thing was all just a rumor to be made up by people. But hey, I checked back at the community. I decided to claim it to make my own statement to say that I think this is mostly unfinished. Like, I don't find it cancelled to me because it looks kind of unfinished. Like, I checked on it. I checked on the last time it was updated. It said it was updated since just February of 2022. I guess this must be a reason to why I find it interesting. And on Friday the 3rd, which is going to be set to 7, that's my guess for a release date for the game. Because I'm pretty sure if the game wants to come out, I want it to release in the same day of its creation day, so that it releases with us. But I can't tell because I don't know for certain if Eric is interested in finally getting this game to the world. Because the World That's Red and Gavin's World should kind of know each other. But for that point on, that's why I made the World That's Red a concept for trailer, and I tried to think of what it would look like based on the game idea. And for the upcoming for the full version, I decided to make a countdown for it. I used my concept as a demo version for the game, for a test run to show how it works. And now we're closer to its release. So now we're almost there. Yeah. So I guess there's a hint that there's a chance that it's coming out, and yet we don't know because I checked on it last time. I remembered how it was. It's very cool stuff to finally get to work on it and to work on my own spin on the project I'm working on, which was the World That's Red. Like, I'm finally making something original that kind of hits something different, but it's not just an original project. It's a fan project for the Gavin lore, and it has some original characters to it to fit the lore a bit. So when I made Noah and Kovia, that's where things started to get crazy. And then Sam was created alongside that. Afterwards, there was David, the ghost from the system. He was announced for the upcoming update called the Protocol, which was supposed to be a song title that's also named The Protocol. I don't know what it's about, but hey, I'll tell you. Project Ghost is a upcoming project that I'm working on too, making the World That's Red. So I wanted to add like a sort of collaboration for Hollow to fit this vibe, and I thought maybe Project Ghost would work. But I don't think the creator behind this project is interested, nor is he a lot more active on there, because it's been a while since I checked on this guy. He has been pretty inactive. I checked his website. He always says, "We will tell you when you're ready," and that's it. Nothing crazy. I checked on Roblox. I played several games, including one of Tokyo Machine's obbies, which he happens to have. He has his own Tower of Heck obby game. It's sick, I know. I played it. It was basic. It did have some Tokyo Machine music placed in it to make it fun, so it was entertaining of Tokyo Machine to make a Roblox game out of nowhere. And it has to be, and it's just the same old game with music from him. Pretty funny. And then all while I waited for chances of other artists, which was one of his other aliases he made, to come back, but it's likely unknown when. So now I'm kind of devastated to see if I can finally make this happen. But now, time has been progressed. It's time that I will release the final track to unleash the project. So it's not the end of me though. The last track in the Project Ghost is going to be called Hollow, and it will be the last piece to the puzzle to unlock his album, maybe somehow. I guess there's a reason I was given the title Keeper of Time. Because time is the key to open the door. That's what my past said, dang it. Dude. I haven't even talked about this in a while. Hold on. There's one more thing I have to talk about before I go anywhere. Yeah, I think I should talk about it. So the last thing to talk about is a project that I was interested in, that I wanted to check out. So this was announced back in 2025. Well, it was like alongside the upcoming episode 2 of Story Mode. And I was very excited what it was about, but I didn't check until later on. So in 2025 of August, there was an announcement for a new game coming out, and the new game was called, it doesn't have a name, it's just a teaser announcement. So it says there's a new game coming out, and I checked it out, and it was very interesting what it's about, because it doesn't tell us what it's about, but it says there's going to be a lot to love about it. Like, it's supposed to be a complete return to earn of the characters we saw previously, but they're gonna make a comeback and in a single standalone game with 3D mechanics, I guess. Like 3D mechanics, you know? Like, the game will now be no longer 2D, it will be 3D, making the characters 3D too. I guess I'm gonna see my characters made in Vroid, my favorite 3D engine. Check it out. If you haven't have it, I definitely recommend it. I heard people use it nowadays to make 3D models. Some people use Blender. I think they use Blender. Right. Good guess. Now, they're still using Unity engine. It's just that they're using Blender to make the 3D models, to make it so it's quicker. So progress is working properly. So, and the music is still made in Ableton, completely made in Ableton. No. Actually, I'm trying to correct myself. It was made in FL Studio. Same old, but with a little bit of a twist. They hired a live performance that would help with making the music live. So they're writing a lot of soundtracks for the game with a whole team of live performers who are going to make live music. So the music is no longer going to be MIDI noises and all, just live instruments that you're hearing from the world, you know? Like, kind of Pikmin familiar. Familiar to Pikmin 3? Remember Pikmin 3? Yeah, I remember in Pikmin 3 they were trying to make some changes to the MIDI music and decided to go with the whole live audio choice, and it worked. And there's a whole lot and there's like a live performance going on with all their music being recorded live instead of being virtually made with the synthesizers and MIDI noises. And it was really cool. Like, I really love what they're doing with this thing. Like, it's really fun. And I'm pretty sure we can tell what they're doing with this game is going to be similar. Like, live instruments is fun. They kind of did it last time with... I don't think they did it last time. They did use some similar visuals of music back when making another game. But then they decided to hire a live music team to help with the new 3D game. For inspiration, they didn't tell us what it's inspired by, but I have guesses. For one, we have a beautifully made 3D game called Infinity Nikki. I did see how cute it was. I mean, of course I want to play it, but then I decided I don't want to because I checked on the controversy. It was still going. The team hasn't changed though. I guess I'm still not gonna play it, but I do love the game for its beautifulness. It's like Barbie, but not. But yeah, Infinity Nikki is the first inspiration for this. The second inspiration we got was Mabinogi, an existing MMO. I heard it was really cute. It does have a very good MMO fashion, but then comes the puzzle mechanics. I'm pretty sure they inspired this from a game called Professor Lincoln. I don't know, because I don't know where the horror is coming from, so the last information for horror, I think they inspired this from Corpse Party as well, kinda, but I don't know if that's true, because it doesn't matter, because I don't think it's likely that it's Corpse Party. No, it's not Corpse Party. But I did found the inspiration. It happens to be none other than Pocket Mirror, a game that was made in RPG Maker, and it was really cute. I haven't played it though, but it's available on itch.io for free, and does cost money on Steam. So you have to pay money for the remake version, the one that's remastered. But the 2016 version is available on itch.io, so you can get that if you want. But hey, Pocket Mirror is really cool. Has puzzle mechanics there, and it's a fun game. There's a lot of jump scares, and there's like some scary stuff that happened. And it was created by a very well-known team, and I'm pretty sure they know them, so I'm pretty sure they got inspiration from them to make their game. But, who knows? Pocket Mirror existed way before the upcoming 3D puzzle game that was soon to come. But chances are, we don't know if it's a psychological horror, because, again, they're still going with the creepy and cute extended like they did with the previous game that they did previously. So, I'm sure there's a creepy and cute. So, we're starting off cute and then creepy after. But I'm pretty sure the intro will start off creepy with a few moments, but I don't know where that is because, again, I tried to avoid getting distracted too much, but I don't know. No information about that. No information about the game has been revealed to me, so they haven't updated anything about the game. They didn't show anything about like free content and the gameplay. So I'm excited to see that, but I'm hoping they'll show it one day soon. But what I did hear was something about the release date for the game was unknown. But I checked but I did say there's a demo. But there's like probably going to be a demo probably and the full game. But I don't know whenever or not the demo is coming out in July 3rd. Because like The World That's Red is coming out in July 3rd. The full game, making this game's demo come out at the same day as my full game of The World That's Red. Roblox game. I think I forgot something. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about the voice acting, but I think I found the voice actor that they were trying to mention. They haven't told me about who the voice is for this character, but it was revealed that some of the voice actor who was behind the voice of the main of the familiar female girl who's the now grown up at the age of 40. Who knows? She's probably in her 40s, 50s or 40s. What are you feeling? Feeling 50s or 40s? She's feeling more of a 40s lady. But hey, she's born in the same December as I am, but it's not the same December 5th, just a different December. But I didn't notice December. That was the same month I was born in. So funny. Okay. So the voice actor I found that was the voice of this character happens to be one of the members of the team. Her voice sounds familiar. I think it was the same fortune teller girl. Yes, the girl. If you remember in like Miss Fortune, when you go up to when you pay to the fortune teller would give you like a answer. Would unveil would bring would will tell you what will happen in the future and stuff, or what would happen in the past, and what happened, or ever look back at the past. But I don't know. But the fortune teller basically has a voice so fitting that it's telling me that maybe this voice is going to be the voice that we're going to hear from our grown character, or from the grown up in this game, making the adult sound exactly like the fortune teller. Must have been. That's my hint. My hint is that I think the fortune teller's voice is going to be the same, and to be used the same. It's going to be the voice of our character, making this game a 2-player game, co-op or multiplayer. I don't know which is which, because I love the idea for multiplayer, because multiplayer, it just makes the game even fun. If there's like 2 players playing, then there's going to be a 2-player gameplay, but I don't think so. I don't think they said anything about it being a multiplayer. They said anything about it being a point and click, but it's one. They said anything about it being 3D, which is new to me. Like, I know nothing about the idea for it to become 3D until now, after having heard that it's a 3D game. And for inspirations being these free games, being those like puzzle, like one is a puzzle game, the 2 are 3D game, 80 MMOs. It's kind of like if they have like it's like if you have like a feeling that of ease, that there's going to be peace and then ace and harmony, but all of a sudden there will be some tragedies along the way. I can imagine danger along the way when I'm in by tragedy. Well, what I mean by danger, I mean by when the characters are in danger kind of moment. I don't know. Pretty much it would happen to our main protagonist here. She would be in danger, the grown-up has to save her, stuff like that. No, actually, what would happen was someone will be in danger, and both of the two have to save someone from this mess. Making me think of Timekeeper, the character that I made up in my head. Imagine the day they thought Keeper of Time and Keeper of Key is alike, because the time and key are alike. Like, they're 2 words. Like, time is the key to open the door. That means, who is the keeper of the doors, then? So, I don't know. I don't find information of this, but I think I found out who's the keeper of time here. The keeper of time is going to be the main protagonist of this game. But that's not it. The keeper of time isn't mentioned. She doesn't exist unless it's me, because I made my way of existence and I became known as Keeper of Time. And I was dubbed this way because of the unknown introduction of Timekeeper was revealed because of me. I'm the chosen one to hold on to time, and they don't know that. But I found out I'm a reincarnation of somebody originally existent. And somehow, saying that I'm a reincarnation confuses me. Am I a reincarnation of someone I recognized? Someone that I don't know who I used to be? And I started forgetting who I used to be because my memories are all wiped after I reincarnated into this. And yes, this is who I truly want to explain. This is hard to believe, but I don't know if this is true. But the truth is, I am a reincarnation of somebody. Nobody believes me because they thought I was being ridiculous. But I am not being ridiculous. I'm telling the truth. That I am a reincarnation of someone recognizable. And without that helpful talk before I came here, I don't know. But right now we're still in a lot of things to figure out, and with that in mind, I think I'm gonna have to end the stream here. From now on, that's all for the stream. Thank you for watching. This is Ultranium, and before I go anywhere, just so you know, whenever that time comes, always remember that I will check to see if something new is appeared. Because if there is something new, then I'll check it out. But if there's nothing new, then I guess I'll have to wait even longer. But the longer I wait, the more information it will take. But the guess is, there's release dates, there's new songs, there's new games coming. 2 new games. One's a full game, one's a demo. The other is a DLC unlockable, something like that. Something like DLC. I like DLCs, but I don't want to talk about too much, so no wasting time here. For now on, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Wait, before I go anywhere, I forgot the one thing I have to sing. Chat's very quiet, so... Sometimes we share a perfect memory that used to be so good. Sometimes we cry all the time, but I know the sorrow is deep within. Why am I played to be a master? Alone with some demon wishing for me to disappear. Look at it this way, look at it the other way. I am not unsure, but when you look it back, link it to the other side of me and good.